Hello. Today we are going to read a story called The Dinosaur That Pooped the Planet. The Dinosaur That Pooped the Planet. Danny and Dinosaur like to have fun. Some days they had lots, some days they had none. This is Danny, and this is a dinosaur. Sometimes they have fun, sometimes they don't. One day they were bored. They had no games to play. And then he said, Dinosaur, what shall we do today? We could mow the lawn. We could tidy the place. Or we could do our chores or could go to the space. But you mustn't forget to have lunch, said their mommy. You cannot have fun without food for your tummy. So they packed a packed lunch for the Science Museum, where rockets were kept if you wanted to see them. Okay, you are going to play, but you need to eat first. There were hundreds of rockets and spaceship surprises. Tall ones and smalls, one of all shapes and sizes, and one that was ready to launch, with a door big enough for a boy and his pet dinosaur. Oh, they are going to enter inside the rocket. Look, they are going to the rocket. They ignored old warnings. They couldn't care less. They pressed all the things they shouldn't have pressed. Five, four, three, two, one, ignition! They started their intergalactic space mission. They flew higher than houses and buildings and cranes, much higher than birds, even higher than plants. Than planes. We are in space, Danny held, as they floated around, but the dinosaur's stem made a rumbling sound. Is it time to have lunch? Danny looked to his watch. Then he looked around to the dino's lunch box. Then he started to worry, then start to panic. They had left their packed lunches back home on their planet. Oh no, I forgot to bring my food. I don't have nothing to eat. So, with no food on board, not the smallest of crumbs, a disastrous dinosaur fast and begins. It begins. Its global and gadgets and gizmos galore. Nothing was safe from the space dinosaur. Robots and rays, guns and blinking red blinkers, eating things through by NASA great sinkers. The hyperdrive gamma reactor machine was swallowed along with the space tractor beam. The dinosaur is eating all the things from the spaceship. Oh, he's not eating food, he's eating the rocket. It chewed and chomped and the spaceship's control. The rocket was dotted with down-toothed holes. Inside it was bare, the spaceship was empty. Outside there were more things to eat, there was plenty. Look, it broke down the door with the cool ninja chop. Out in space, dinosaurs are much harder to stop. It chomped to the moon like a big chunk of cheese, then shoved ever more in the mouth with a squeeze. He's eating the moon, look! Oh, he's eating the moon! This dinosaur is eating everything! It munched off the merchant from Mars and their cats. Their cats are Their cats are like ours, but their cats wear cool hats. Satellites, Saturn, and six supernovas. Is eating everything. Look, it becomes too fat. It guzzled 5 gallons of fuel from the tank, and then his jaw dropped to off what of he drank. With a crunch and a crack and a mon, in one dino gulp their rocket was gone. Now nothing was left. All Danny could see was a fat dinosaur where the rocket should be, and so they were stranded with no way back home, just Danny and Dino in space all alone. Look, it ate everything. There's nothing else to eat. Oh no. They need to go back home, but they don't have the rocket because the dino eats the rocket. Now Danny was crying. Look, he's crying. He cried and cried and cried, and his tears filled his space suite inside. Unless they were going to stay there forever, the dinosaurs needs to do something clever. With the feeling of guilt deep down in its gut, its brain brewed a plan involving its butt. It knew there was only one thing it could do to get them back home. It needs to. How they are going to back home now? Let's take a look. Pooh is going to make a poo. Look, he's making a big poo, and everything is going to be like a poop powered rocket. The dinosaur flew, then opted in the back of the watch it as it pooed. The poo out of the robots and rays, guns and blinkers, the things NASA sinkers thought up were now stinkers. It pooped out the moon, it pooped out the stars, it pooped the space rovers and the Martians from Mars. They pooped everything. When Danny looked back, he could see a poop trail from far out to space to the dinosaur's tail. They headed for Earth, they had started to orbit to poop it on the clouds, but the clouds just absorb it. Look, all this poo came from the dinosaur. They flew past the buildings and streets of their town, leaving the house and smelly and brown, and finally landed back down to the ground. Hooray! Danny cried, we are home, safe and sound. Look, they are home. Look to his daddy and his mommy. They looked to the sky and the things that were put had formed a poop planet right next to the moon. And so Danny promised to listen to mommy because fun is not fun without food for your tummy. And just when you thought all the pooping was done, a Mars cat plopped out of the dinosaur's bum. Oh, it's the cat from Mars, from a different planet. And the story is over. A dinosaur that pooped a planet. All done. Bye.